Hello dear students, I am Prabhat Dubey, your biology teacher from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar. And we were studying the second chapter, that is tissues. In previous lecture, we studied about the parenchyma. Today we will focus on studying collenchyma. This is a permanent tissue that is found in the plants. Okay, it is simple of nature. After discussing the three simple permanent tissues, we will move forward and we will discuss about the complex permanent tissues. So today we will focus on collenchyma. What are the specific functions? What are the structural modifications that are found in such type of tissues, and what is the relevance of this tissue in the plants? How they support the life cycle of any plant that is living on this earth. Okay, so we will start our discussion. First, we need to know what type of cells are found in the collenchyma, that is simple permanent tissue. So, as per your book, it is mentioned that the cells are oval or polygonal in shape. So, there is no definite shape. It may be oval or it may polygonal. Okay. Generally found below the epidermis of the dicotyledonous stem. This is the specific feature that generally it is not found in the monocot. It is found only in the dicotyledon plants. Beneath the epidermis, it provides strength and support to the stem. It helps in keeping the plant or tree erect on the earth. As you know that to stand erect on this earth, you need mechanical support and flexibility as well. So this collenchyma cells that are specifically modified, there is no intercellular space. They are slightly harder in comparison to the earlier parenchymatic cells. Okay, that's why they provide strength and durability to the plant. Okay, now the next point, that is they are closely packed together, hence no cellular space. No cellular space. The cell walls of the cells are adjacent to each other and there is no cellular space. If cellular space is there, the tissue will be of spongy in nature. It will be soft. Okay, it will not provide strength. It will be just used as a packing tissue. But collenchyma is not like parenchyma in nature. It provides support. So that's why the lack of intercellular space provides it a specific quality. Third most point is their cells are much thickened at the corners. At the corner, the joints where two cell walls are attached are thickened due to the secretion of pectin, a specific type of secretion that provides the harder touch to the collenchyma tissues. So this pectin is providing the support and strength to the union of the cells. Where the cells are attached to each other, the secretion of pectin with cellulose makes the attachment strong. Okay. The most important feature that is present in collenchyma, that the collenchyma cells, the collenchyma tissue is living and the vacuoles are larger in size. As you can see in this picture that is drawn on the board, the vacuoles are very large in size. Okay, you can witness in your book the diagram of this longitudinal section of collenchyma is mentioned on your page number 55. So all the students who are having this book should make proper note of the specific features of each and every tissue that is being discussed. You have to make sure that you need all the specific features, structural advancements, modifications, the comparative analysis, and transverse and longitudinal section, the structural diagram of all type of tissues and cells should be clear in your mind. So you need to make elaborate color diagram of all the structures, all the cell organelles that are being taught to you. It will provide you an edge over others. Okay, so colorful diagram with proper labeling. If you are making the diagram and you are not labeling that diagram, then it will be of no use. You don't know what type of structures are found in a specific diagram, then only making diagram a pictorial representation will fetch you no marks. You need to know what type of structures are there and what is the relevance of these structure in the cell morphology and physiology. So make a proper diagram in your notebook of collenchyma transverse section and longitudinal section both. Okay. Now we are coming to the next features. You know that the cells are living and vacuoles are large in size. Now we will come to the last point that is covered. Cell wall is irregularly thickened. The thickness around the cell wall, it is not visible in the longitudinal section, it will be visible in the transverse section. There is no proper space on this board, that's why I have not made the transverse section. When you will study the transverse section at your home in your book or any your laptop or your mobile phone, try to find out a specific diagram. A diagram is also mentioned in your book. The people who are not satisfied with the diagram of book, they can search other sources as well. Okay, the features, the structural specification should be clear to you all. I don't bother about what type of resources you are using. I just care about your concept clarity, how clear the concept is to you, how clear the structure is in your mind. Okay, so the last point that is mentioned in your book is cell wall is irregularly thickened. The thickness is not regular. That's why the plant becomes elastic. Okay, this is the major difference between collenchyma and sclerenchyma. You should make proper note of this. Collenchyma provides mechanical support and elasticity, flexibility to the plants where it is found. But sclerenchyma, the next simple permanent tissue that we are going to study after discussing this, collenchyma doesn't provide elasticity, it only provides the mechanical support. Okay, such type of questions are regularly asked in the examination. Differentiate between collenchyma and sclerenchyma, or differentiate between parenchyma. Any two tissues will be given to you and you have to make a comparative analysis. So if you make a chart and compare the tissues with specific features, that will fetch you good marks. Okay, so you need to understand the structure and specific functions, then only you will be able to write the desired matter on your comparative analysis chart. So the last feature that I am going to discuss is sometimes chloroplast is also found in collenchyma cells, as the case was also seen in the parenchymatic cells. So if chloroplast is present, food synthesis will take place in the presence of sunlight, that is photosynthesis. In herbaceous plant, the plant which are soft in nature, it acts as a permanent mechanical tissue. It is generally absent in the monocots. This specific feature was discussed with you at the start of this collenchyma topic. Okay, so you have to understand this specific feature, that it is present only in the dicotyledonous plants. In monocot, collenchyma is not found because there is no need of proper strength and support. Now we come to the functions, the specific functions of collenchyma. The first function that we were discussing, it is flexible in nature, that's why it provides tensile strength to the plant. As you know that elasticity and flexibility is very needed in some parts of the plant. If the plant is very firm, then it will not be able to support all type of growth and development in the plant life. Some tissues need to provide elasticity as well, and the plants which are perennial in nature, in dicotyledonous plants, their wood is used as furniture. As you know that wood is very necessary natural resource for human life, and that's why human started cutting trees for its personal use. Since ancient time we are dependent on wood, but for our own greed, cutting trees without any sense is making the problem of pollution, environmental degradation, flood, all these things that we are witnessing is the result of this nonsensical cutting of trees. That's why different types of movements were there. A Chipko Andolan was also there. Sundarlal Bahuguna started this Chipko Andolan. He started educating people what is the importance of trees in your life, and he died last week, I think. So we should always take proper consideration of the efforts that are being made to conserve our nature. We should salute the efforts of Sundarlal Bahuguna and the Chipko Andolan, the Chipko movement. You should read about this movement and the person who brought about this. He was awarded by different institutions and governments as well for his recognized words and recognized movements. So such type of eminent personalities are needed to protect our environment. Now we will come back to our topic of discussion. We were discussing about the functions of parenchyma. The second function that is mentioned is it provides mechanical support to the leaf where it occurs on both sides of vascular bundles or as isolated patches. You know that in dicot plants, the positioning of the leaves are also in a specific manner. You can go and find out some dicotyledonous plants in your vicinity. Mango tree is very common. Go and watch the mango tree, how the positioning of leaves are there. The leaves are attached to the branches in such a manner that they get ample sunlight for photosynthesis to provide them the specific positioning and specific structure. This parenchyma cells makes an important role is there. Without this cell, the firmness, the specific positioning will be hampered. As you witness in small herbaceous plant, there is no specific direction of the movement because there is lack of rigidity, lack of flexibility. So such type of specific features are being provided by parenchyma in dicotyledonous plants. Okay. It renders suppleness to the various parts of the plant leaf stem. As you see the specific positioning of the leaves and stems, parenchyma cells play important role. As we studied that it makes the plants stand erect on this earth. Okay, without support, as you know that if any body is moving or standing on this earth, there is some support through the structure that is manufactured, or if a living system is there, any animal or any human body or any plant, such type of support is provided by the tissues that are found. As you know that skeletal system is there, fiber is there in plants. In human body, skeleton provides us the proper support, and the fiber, that is sclerenchyma. We will discuss about the fibers we will discuss about sclerenchyma. They provide mechanical support. As you use the iron bars in your home construction, you provide strength to the roof. The metallic bars are used in different types of construction to provide mechanical strength. In same manner, the parenchyma and sclerenchyma cells provide support to the plants, different parts of the plant, and make them erect and in a specific position. Sometimes flexibility is also needed, so this flexibility is provided by parenchyma cells. If only mechanical support is needed, it can be fulfilled by parenchyma or sclerenchyma both, but the simple difference is that the sclerenchyma cells are dead after maturity, but parenchyma cells are living in nature. This is the basic difference in both of these cells. Okay. Now the last function. If chloroplast is present, photosynthesis will take place. You can easily understand this process. Okay. When chloroplast is there, sunlight is there, CO2 is there, H2O is there. If four factors are available, then photosynthesis will take place automatically. And this photosynthesis will result in formation of glucose, and then this glucose will be converted into complex organic compounds which are synthesized in the plants as fat, protein, starch, cellulose, different types of modified forms which are needed for the growth and development of plant as well, and after that it will be supplied to the animals and human being as well. All of the consumers of food chain are dependent on plants, the producers, for energy. You know that very well. Okay. So now this chapter, in this chapter we have covered the two simple permanent tissues, parenchyma and parenchyma. Now our next focus would be on the last simple permanent tissue, that is sclerenchyma. So in our next lecture, we will study about sclerenchyma. We will make a comparative analysis. We will try to find out the specific features of sclerenchyma and how sclerenchyma is different from parenchyma and collenchyma. All these things will be discussed in our next lecture. Okay, so be prepared. Try to make proper diagrams as I mentioned in the middle of the lecture, and try to study about sclerenchyma. Then our discussion will be more fruitful. If you go to home and prepare yourself for the next lecture, it will provide you an edge over others. It will make you smart enough to understand the concepts and the things that are being discussed in the class. Okay, so we are ending this discussion by now. We will meet again to discuss sclerenchyma tomorrow. Okay, thanks.